HSST English Examination 2026. Answer key. Alpha code C. 1. In background, casually, who are the three companions of the poet at the basement? Ans. B. Philosophy, poverty and poetry. 2. What is the figure of speech in A Landslide of Lights? Ans. A. Metaphor. 3. Which root did Kurudwa give her husband? 4. Ans. C. The big one. 4. What is the language in which the play, Silence, the court is in session, was originally written? Ans. C. Marathi. 5. What is the common factor in the attitude of Chhota, Bakha and Ramcharan? Ans. A. Their attitude towards English lifestyle. 6. Who is the character created by R.K. Narayan who is afraid of opening a registered letter? A. Govind Sinha, Gateman's Gift. 7. In which district is the place I Minim set? Ans. B. Kottayam. 8. What is the most powerful sense of the character Salim Sinai? Ans. D. Olfaction, sense of smell. 9. Which essay of Edgar Allan Poe describes the making of the raven? Ans. B. The philosophy of composition. 10. Who described Out of the Cradle Endlessly Rocking as Whitman's greatest lovelorn poem? A. Gay Wilson Allen. 11. Men swarm around the phenomenal woman like. Ans. A. A hive of honeybees. 12. In I Felt a Funeral, in My Brain, the poet hears mourners treading with. Ans. C. Boots of lead. 13. Choose the correct chronological sequence of Brutus Jones' hallucinations. Ans. A. 3, 2, 4, 5, 1, 6. 14. A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds, adored by little statesmen and philosophers and divines. Who said this? Ans. C. Ralph Waldo Emerson. 15. Choose the flaws of Maureen Peale found out by Claudia and Frida. 16. Ans. B. 2 and 3. Little bumps on each of her hands due to removal of extra fingers, receding hairline. 16. Aristotle considers as the least artistic form of discovery. Ans. C. Discovery by memory. 17. Who is the defender of Constitution criticized in Civil Disobedience by Thoreau? Ans. B. Samuel Hoare of Concord. 18. Melville's approach to cannibalism and his characterization of Queequeg rely upon. 19. Ans. A. Mountains of Cannibals. 20. Fetishistic scopophilia. Ans. D. 1, 2 and 3 are correct. 20. Santiago had gone days without taking a fish. Ans. C. 84 days. 21. Poet is the monarch of all sciences. Who said this? Ans. C. Philip Sidney. 22. Who among the following is not read in Epistemology of the Closet by Eve Sedgwick? Ans. D. Mark Twain. 23. In Tradition and the Individual Talent, T.S. Eliot compares the poet's mind to a Ans. C. Receptacle. 24. According to Northrop Frye, tragedy is aligned with Ans. D. Autumn. 25. The traditional model of mass communication is criticized for its Ans. D. All of these. 26. Which of the following is not true according to Angela McRobbie? Ans. C. Postmodernism doesn't demand a multiplicity of fragmented and frequently interrupted looks. 27. Who wrote Culture Industry Reconsidered? Ans. B. Theodore W. Adorno. 27. Judith Butler's Gender Trouble, Feminism and the Subversion of Identity was published in Ans. D. 1990. 29. In Revised Taxonomy, types of knowledge are involved in cognition. Ans. B. 4. 30. Which among the following does not belong to the 4 elementary functions proposed by Vygotsky as the innate abilities of an individual? Ans. D. Imagination. 31. The inquiry model of teaching was proposed by Ans. A. Robert Suchman. 32. The research carried out by school personnel to improve school practices concerning school issues is known as Ans. D. Action research. 33. Bridges the gap between micro-teaching and macro-teaching. Ans. B. Link practice. 34. The term behaviorism was coined by Ans. A. John Watson. 35. Is the backward movement of eyes while reading for the words or phrases already read. Ans. C. Regression. 37. Is a metaphor coined by Krushen to describe a learner's attitude that can affect second language acquisition. Ans. C. Affective filter. 38. The audiolingual method focuses on skills. Ans. B. Oral. 38. An example of a non-projected aid. Ans. D. Blackboard. 39. The method assumes that general statements are better generated from specific observations. Ans. A. Inductive. 40. A question-answer session after a class is an example of evaluation. Ans. B. Formative. 41. TOEFL and IELTS are tests. Ans. D. Proficiency. 42. A disorder that includes difficulty in staying focused and paying attention is called Ans. A. ADHD. 43. Which of the following is not an attribute of a visual learner? Ans. D. Bad handwriting. 44. How to find out the most appropriate sources of variable to a research problem? Ans. D. Only 1, 3 and 4. 45. Find out the nature of a research methodology from the topic given. Contribution of Rabindranath Tagore in the field of rural education. Ans. B. Historical research. 46. Read the following statements related to hypothesis. Find out the most appropriate one. Ans. D. Only 2 and 4 are correct. 47. Proper research citations help a researcher to. Ans. C. Only 3 and 4 are correct. 48. Read carefully the basic principle of a research program given below and identify the method of research. Maximize the treatment variance and minimize the error variance under controlled condition is called. Ans. D. Only 3 is correct. Experimental research. 49. The tenure of UPSC members are. Ans. C. 6 years. 50. The Environment Protection Act of 1986 was enacted after. Ans. B. Bhopal gas tragedy. 51. Model Code of Conduct is enforced by. Ans. C. Election Commission. 52. For the Constituent Assembly. Who was the chairman of the steering committee? Ans. D. J.L. Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru. 53. The erosion of state autonomy can be observed in which of the following spheres? Ans. D. All of the above. 54. Right to property has been eliminated from the fundamental rights by. Ans. B. 44th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1978. 55. Which of the following cases is popularly known as Mandal Commission case? Ans. A. Indra Sahni v. Union of India, 1992. 56. An is a quasi-judicial procedure in Parliament. 57. Ans. C. Impeachment. 57. Every proclamation issued under Article 352 is to be laid before. Ans. B. Each House of Parliament. 58. The functioning of Parliament every day normally begins with. Ans. B. Question R. 59. The book Jati Mimansa, which criticized the caste system, was written by. Ans. D. Vagbhadananda. 60. Which among the following is wrong about the abstention movement? Ans. D. Effected changes in electoral laws. 61. Vartmana Pusthakam, the first travelogue in Malayalam, was written by Ans. A. Kariyathil Ausep Katnar, 62. The Kerala Grantha Sala Sangham was founded in the year Ans. D. 1945, 63. Arrange chronologically based on the sequence of years in which the events took place. Ans. C. 3. I. 4. 2. 64. The prolific writer who translated Shakespeare's Hamlet into Malayalam is Ans. A. Kodungallur Kunjikkuttin Thampuran, 65. The Renaissance leader who is known as Balguru. Ans. C. Brahmananda Sivayogi, 66. The Christian missionary who is recognized as the father of Malayalam printing technology. Ans. B. Benjamin Bailey, 67. The social reformer who gave the message, whatever be one's religion, it is enough if the individual becomes good. Ans. D. Brahmananda Sivayogi, 68. The women leader who participated in the Palyam Satyagraha and led the Brahmin women. Ans. B. Lalita Prabhu, 69. What does the poet discern in the fourth stanza of canonization? Ans. B. Possibilities of making their love immortal, 70. Whom does Satan trick by disguising himself as a cherub? Ans. D. Uriel, 71. Whom does the owl complain to when its sleep is disturbed by wanderer? Ans. C. The moon, 72. How does Dr. Faustus disrupt the Pope's banquet? Ans. A. By stealing food and boxing the Pope's ears, 73. In Mac Flecknoe, Dryden describes the streets as filled with the limbs of other poets. What does it suggest? Ans. D. Shadwell managed to get a hold on his position at the expense of talented writers, 74. Which of the statement about the knight is not true? Ans. D. The knight quarrels with the pardoner, 75. Which one among the following is not a hyperbole used into his coy mistress? Ans. B. He would spend thousands of years in heaven with her, 76. Sir Oliver Surface has arrived back in England after 16 years spent in Ans. A. East Indies, 77. Which of the statement is not true about Tom Jones? Ans. C. Tom does not adhere to the principles of gallantry, 78. In Epithalamion, the nymphs prepare the garland with Ans. B. Lilies and roses, 79. Which of the statements is are true in Ode, Intimations of Immortality? Ans. B. Both I and two are true, 80. Which of the statements is are true about the west wind? Ans. B. Only I and three are true, 81. In Dream Children, the grandmother Mrs. Field who used to live in Ans. C. Wessex, 82. Which statements is are true about Jack Worthing? Ans. B. Both I and two are true, 83. In Andrea del Sarto, the speaker begins his long speech by Ans. B. By admonishing his love for spoiling physical beauty, 84. Which among the following cannot be considered as a guideline for poetry mentioned in the preface to lyrical ballads? Ans. D. Expression of feeling is less important than action or plot, 85. After the death of Catherine, what does Nelly put in her locket? Ans. C. Locks of Udgar and Heathcliff, 86. Which statements is are true in the life of Tess of the D'Urbervilles? Ans. D. All statements are true, 87. Which statements is are true in the character of Oliver Twist? Ans. A. Only I and three are true, 88. Where does Sir Thomas own a plantation in Mansfield Park? Ans. B. Antigua, 89. What does the phrase spiritus mundi mean? Ans. B. Spirit of the world, 90. Who is throbbing between two lives? Ans. A. Tiresias, 91. Who is referred in the phrase, the parish of rich women? Ans. B. Modgoni, 92. What is the figure of speech in Birds of Winged Trees? Ans. D. Mixed metaphor, 93. What is the philosophy suggested in the line, much that is natural to the will must yield? Ans. B. Existentialism. 94. According to F.R. Lewis, all the novelists in the great tradition are concerned with uns. B. Thematic consistency. 95. What was the childhood passion of Marlowe in Heart of Darkness? Uns. A. Searching maps for blank spots. 96. What was Stephen punished for by his instructor? Uns. B. For breaking his glasses. 97. In the novel 1984, what happens to old editions of the Times after being revised? Uns. C. Burnt in a furnace. 98. Who says, I prefer men to cauliflowers in the novel Mrs. Dalloway? Uns. A. Mrs. Dalloway. 99. According to Tagore, how does mother's bondage affect the child? Uns. D. It keeps the child away from free play. 100. Which animal is symbolically used repeatedly in the poems, namely My Grandmother's House and Freaks? Uns. B. Snake. Disclaimer. The answers provided here are based on a careful analysis of the question paper and are intended solely for educational and self-evaluation purposes. They do not constitute the official answer key of the Kerala Public Service Commission, Kerala PSC, or any other examination authority. In case of any discrepancy, the official answer key and decisions of the competent authority shall prevail.